If you prefer to operate your own service for updating your conditional access policies, rather than using the Lab 539 service, you can do this using an Azure Logic app. This short video takes you through the process of creating an app registration. The app registration will be responsible for ensuring that the Logic app you create has the permissions it requires in order to function. Start by visiting the Azure portal, and then find the app registrations option. If it's not there on your home page, then type it out in the search bar and select it from there. We want to create a new app registration, so click on the Add App Registration button in the top left. Then give your app registration a sensible name. And also ensure that it is only available to accounts in your tenant. Once created, you'll see an overview which shows the application ID and other relevant information. We'll use some of this later in our Logic app. First, we want to set up authentication. There are a few different options available to us, but we're going to go for a client secret. So select to create a new client secret. You'll want to give your secret a name or description, and also specify how long it should be valid for. We've called ours Secret 1 and set it to be valid for 1 year. Once created, you'll see a value and a secret ID. It's really important that you make a note of these. This is the only time you'll see that value, so copy it into your password manager or wherever you securely store your credentials. At this point, it's worth also jumping into your calendar to set a reminder in just under a year's time, or however long you set the secret to be valid, to remind yourself to generate a new secret, so that the app which relies on it doesn't cease to function when this secret expires. Next, we want to set the permissions within this app registration. We don't need the user.read permission which is assigned by default, so let's quickly remove that. And then let's add the permissions we need. Start by hitting the Add a Permission button. It's permissions within Microsoft Graph that we need, so click on Microsoft Graph. You'll have the option of delegated or application permissions. In this case, we want application permissions because we're going to use this app registration from within a Logic app rather than as a user. So click on Application Permissions. There are quite a few permissions, so it's usually easiest to start by searching for the permission you want. The first permission we want is policy.read. We find that under the Policy section. Check that option and then select Add Permission. You'll now see this permission appear in your Configure Permissions section. The other permission we need is policy.read-write conditional access, so next let's find that one and add it to our app registration. Finally, we need to grant admin consent. To do this, your user will need to have the privileged role administrator role. Green ticks against the permissions tells you that admin consent has been successfully granted. And that is all that is required to set up our app registration. All we need to do now is to create a Logic app, which uses our new app registration, and creates and updates a named location for us.